We've all felt it. That nagging feeling that something exciting is happening somewhere else, and we're stuck on the sidelines. It's that moment when you see a photo of friends at a party you didn't know about, or a spontaneous trip you weren't invited to. This is FOMO, the fear of missing out. It's that uncomfortable blend of anxiety, inadequacy, and restlessness that creeps in when we feel disconnected from experiences happening around us. FOMO is more than just wishing we were at a party we weren't invited to. It's a deeper sense of unease about our place in the social world. It's the feeling that our lives are somehow less fulfilling or less exciting than those of others. In a world saturated with social media and constant updates, FOMO has become increasingly pervasive, impacting our mental well-being and relationships. We see curated highlights of other people's lives and compare them to our own, often feeling like we come up short. This constant comparison can lead to feelings of inadequacy and dissatisfaction. It's important to remember that what we see on social media is often a highlight reel, not the full story. Taking breaks from social media and focusing on our own experiences can help mitigate the effects of FOMO. Engaging in activities that bring us joy and fulfillment and connecting with people in real life can help us feel more grounded and satisfied with our own lives. Remember, it's okay to miss out on some things. What's important is finding balance and appreciating the moments we do have. At its core, FOMO is rooted in our fundamental human need for belonging and connection. As social creatures, we are wired to seek out social interaction and inclusion. We thrive on feeling accepted, valued, and part of something larger than ourselves. When we perceive that others are having rewarding experiences without us, it triggers a primal fear of social exclusion. This fear is amplified in today's hyper-connected world, where we are constantly bombarded with images and stories of other people's seemingly perfect lives. Social comparison plays a significant role in fueling FOMO. We naturally compare ourselves to others as a way to gauge our own social standing and self-worth. Social media has created an environment where social comparison is constant and often distorted. We see carefully curated versions of people's lives, highlight reels filled with vacations, accomplishments, and picture-perfect moments. This constant exposure to idealized versions of reality can make us feel inadequate, envious, and like we're not measuring up. The relentless pressure to stay connected and the constant comparisons fueled by FOMO can take a toll on our mental health. Studies have linked FOMO to increased levels of anxiety, depression, loneliness, and low self-esteem. People experiencing high levels of FOMO may engage in unhealthy behaviors to cope with these negative emotions, such as excessive social media use, substance abuse, or risky sexual behavior. The constant need for validation and the fear of missing out can lead to a vicious cycle of seeking external validation, which ultimately leaves individuals feeling emptier and more disconnected. Section 5. Social media's double-edged sword: connection and comparison. Social media is a double-edged sword when it comes to FOMO. On one side, it offers an incredible platform for connection. We can stay in touch with friends and family no matter where they are in the world. We can share our experiences, celebrate milestones, and build communities around shared interests and passions. On the one hand, it allows us to stay connected with friends and family, share experiences, and build communities. This connectivity can be a lifeline, especially in times of isolation or when physical distance separates us from our loved ones. It can bring joy, support, and a sense of belonging. But on the other hand, it creates a breeding ground for FOMO by constantly exposing us to what others are doing. The endless stream of updates, photos, and videos can make us feel like we're missing out on exciting events, adventures, and experiences that others seem to be enjoying, and how much fun they seem to be having without us. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy and loneliness as we compare our own lives to the seemingly perfect lives of others. The fear of missing out can become overwhelming, affecting our mental health and overall well-being. The curated nature of social media feeds often presents an unrealistic and idealized version of reality. Influencers, and even our friends, often share only the highlights of their lives, carefully selecting and editing photos to present the best possible image. This can create a distorted perception of reality, making it seem like everyone else is living a perfect life, making it easy to fall into the trap of comparison. We start to measure our own worth against these idealized images, forgetting that they are often far from the truth. this constant comparison can erode our self-esteem and make us feel like we're not enough, and feeling like we're not enough. It's important to remember that social media is just a highlight reel, not the full story. By being mindful of how we use social media and taking breaks when needed, we can protect our mental health and focus on the real connections and experiences that truly matter. Section 6. The Instagram Effect: Curated Lives and Unrealistic Expectations. In today's digital age, social media platforms like Instagram have a profound impact on how we perceive our own lives and the lives of others. The constant stream of perfectly curated images and videos can create a distorted sense of reality. Instagram, with its emphasis on visual content and aspirational lifestyles, has become synonymous with FOMO, or the fear of missing out. This phenomenon is driven by the endless parade of glamorous vacations, stylish outfits, and seemingly perfect moments that flood our feeds daily. The platform's focus on aesthetics and curated feeds can make it seem like everyone else is living a glamorous and exciting life while we're stuck in a rut. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy as we compare our own mundane moments to the highlight reels of others. It's easy to forget that these images are often the result of careful planning, staging, and editing. The carefully selected photos, filters, and captions all contribute to creating an unrealistic portrayal of reality that can fuel feelings of inadequacy and envy. Influencers and everyday users alike spend significant time and effort to present their lives in the best possible light, often glossing over the less glamorous aspects. It's important to remember that what we see on Instagram is often a highlight reel, not a true reflection of someone's everyday life. Behind every perfect photo, there are countless unseen moments of struggle, boredom, and imperfection. By recognizing this, we can begin to appreciate our own lives more fully and resist the urge to compare ourselves to the curated images we see online. Instead of striving for an unattainable ideal, we can focus on finding joy and contentment in our own unique experiences. Section 7. FOMO in the Age of Information Overload. Too much of a good thing. We live in an age of information overload, constantly bombarded with news, updates, and notifications. This constant stream of information can be overwhelming and contribute to a sense of FOMO. It's easy to feel like we need to be constantly connected and up to date on everything. But this can lead to information fatigue and a diminished ability to focus on what truly matters. Learning to filter information and prioritize our attention is crucial for managing FOMO and maintaining a healthy relationship with technology. Section 8. Strategies for taming FOMO: Mindfulness, Gratitude, and Digital Detox. Taming FOMO requires a conscious effort to shift our mindset and develop healthier habits. Practicing mindfulness can help us become more aware of our thoughts and feelings, allowing us to observe FOMO without judgment and choose how we respond. Cultivating gratitude can help us appreciate what we have, rather than focusing on what we lack. Taking regular digital detoxes, periods of time where we disconnect from social media and technology, can help us break free from the constant cycle of comparison and reclaim our time and attention. Section 9. Reclaiming your time and attention. Setting boundaries with social media. Setting boundaries with social media is essential for managing FOMO. This could involve limiting our time spent on social media, being selective about who we follow, or turning off notifications. It's also important to be mindful of the content we consume and to unfollow accounts that trigger feelings of inadequacy or envy. Remember, social media is a tool, and we have the power to use it in a way that serves us, rather than letting it control us. Section 10. Finding joy in the present moment, cultivating contentment and connection. Ultimately, overcoming FOMO is about learning to find joy and contentment in the present moment. It's about cultivating genuine connections with ourselves and others, rather than seeking validation through external means. By focusing on our own values, passions, and experiences, we can create a life that is rich and fulfilling, regardless of what others are doing. Remember, true happiness and fulfillment come from within, not from keeping up with the Joneses.